Welcome to the user behavioral logging. As you can see, this is the home page of the application. We can create the user or sign in directly if you know the credentials. Let's create a new user. Creation of new user requires four things. That's your username. Let's create test underscore 123. Email ID test underscore 123 at gmail.com. Password 1234. Confirm password 1234. Create user. User creation successful. Please go to login. So we can log in with this particular user, or we can use some existing user. Let's use an existing user, say AAA, and password being 123 to see what the actual user behavioral logging look like. Sign in. So here you see the profile page of the application where there is a link to the Stack Overflow web page. There are links to the visualizations and the write-up. Here you see the first graph, which shows the amount of time this user has spent on Stack Overflow. It basically gives the amounts of minutes that he has been active on the Stack Overflow, and corresponding to this graph, you can see the date on which he was active and the login and logout time. These are persistently stored in the backend database of MongoDB and are being pulled using the APIs built in Node.js. These are some of the actions that are being logged on the second screen of visualization, which includes watch topic, ignore topic, and so on. Let's move on to the visualizations. So seeing the visualizations, there are total 544 interactions that are done by AAA. Uh, this is a hierarchical pie chart which shows these are the top six categories, and it can be drilled down. So if you click on the total votes, it shows total number of downvotes and upvotes that this particular user has given to any post. Uh, Similarly, there are other things like detailed tag search, which includes the important tags that he has been clicking. As we can see, that string is one of the highest voted tag that this user has done. The next is options click that denotes what all post he likes to visit. It's basically new post or feature post or something. Um, Going to the next graph, this is basically showing the user behavior, AA's user behavior, and next we want the user to compare it with all the top users. So we have a graph wherein we summarize the top three users behavior, and this is again pulled from the backend API and persistently stored in the MongoDB database. Here you see that percentages are shown as in what is the frequency of a particular attribute. You can see that detailed search of top three users is 25.31% contributing, but when you consider this particular user, that's AAA, it's 43% of its total. So that's about the interactions. Each of these interactions helps the user to know how what and how he interacts with Stack Overflow. Let's go on to visualizing some more data for this particular user. Let's go to Stack Overflow. As we click on the link, a new the Stack Overflow page gets opened, and as you see, the Chrome extension gets activated. Let's click on some of the tags. Like I clicked on unwatch tag, question clicked, Java, newest, ask a question. These are some of the links that I'm pressing so that we can see the change on the app that we have developed. So supposedly the next thing we can do is we can do some upvoting and downvoting. So the page is loading, and here we have, so let's click on upvotes. And next, we see that there should be some changes that should happen on the visualization. As we see, there are only 544 interactions. If we reload this page and check what's the actual result now, we'll see that the result is changed, and it is 554. That's the 10. So supposedly we have clicked about 10 pictures here, or 10 actions here, and which are effectively represented in this graph. And uh, similarly, this graph also reflects all the required changes. Moving on to the last page, that's a write-up, which gives you the brief analysis done across this particular modules, why certain actions were selected, and what each action tells about a particular user, and some of the patterns which I was able to find by developing this visualizations. These are the final references that you can refer to find the details about the project. And finally, we have a logout functionality which clears off the user's session, and finally he is redirected to the login page. That's about the project user behavioral logging.